Lakers versus Pacers. It was actually a super exciting game. Lakers losers of 3 in a row. LeBron playing very poorly in his 3 games since getting back from injury. The Lakers defense absolutely has been atrocious, and they've gone from essentially, I think, second in the West to, I think, fifth in the West over the course of losing these last several games, and the games that LeBron was out. But in this particular game, the Lakers sneak out a win. When I mean sneak it out, I mean like by a hair pulled out a victory, 120 to 119 against the Pacers. Pacers came in doing pretty well. They're winners of 7 of their last 10. Very hot recently, won 5 in a row. Indiana was actually up 5 after the first quarter. Luka started out really hot, typical Luka fashion. And then Indiana actually went up to kind of start off the game, but they did cool off in the second quarter. They were only able to muster, I think, 22 points in the second frame. The Lakers scored 40 during the second quarter, and they ended up going 13 at the half. A lot of action from Jackson Hayes, rim rolls, lobs from Luka. That was working. LeBron was a no-show. I don't think he made any field goals in the first half. I think he either had like 1 or 2 points, maybe 3 points in the first half. No field goals actually after 3 quarters. So, LeBron was not doing very good offensively. After 3 quarters, Bron was 0 for 6 from the field, 0 for 1 from 3, 3 of 3 from the free throw line. He had, I believe, those 3 points, and he had 8 rebounds and 7 assists, and 1 steal. He had no turnovers, which I think was really important in this game because it was so close. But in 27 minutes of action, he accomplished nothing offensively. The Lakers were up 3 going into the final frame. Luka was carrying, Austin Reeves, Jackson Hayes, even Dorian Finney-Smith, 11 points off the bench going into the fourth quarter. The Pacers kind of took a well-balanced attack. All their starters were in double figures after the third quarter. Tyrese Halliburton had 17 dimes going into the fourth quarter. And I think that the 37-point third quarter from Indy is what really put them in the game. Bron hit his first field goal, which was a layup, with 11 minutes left in the game. Right, a very long drought for him. And then actually he came back and hit a jumper on the following possession after a timeout. And then he had a really nice baseline spin move to get to a layup. Kind of started feeling it, but, at that point, I think the Lakers actually were up 10. And that was right around like the 9 or 10 minute mark. Then the Pacers kind of started making their shots. Got a couple of rebounds, a couple of easy buckets, some open threes. They ended up closing the lead. I think they were within 2 points at that point. Bron actually had his first turnover in the fourth quarter. He played a pretty clean game relative to the turnovers, which I've been very critical of all season. The Lakers' offense kind of faltered a little bit, and for several minutes they didn't get any buckets. Bron started to jack up out-of-rhythm threes. The Lakers ended up losing the lead when Tyrese Halliburton went to the bench. The Pacers actually went on a 14-0 run. The Lakers' defense was just giving up open threes, poor rotations, little to no closeouts. There were a couple of layups that the Pacers were able to get with like no defensive attention at all from the Lakers. So that was pretty rough. But the Lakers actually almost choked it away. Rui actually bailed out LeBron and the Lakers. He hit 2 huge back-to-back threes for the Lakers when they couldn't even muster any points. Nobody was scoring for them. LeBron's awful game. And then he just happened to be at the right place at the right time with no box out from Indiana. He was able to get a tip untouched. Just tipped it in with like 0.1 seconds left in the game. And as time expired, the ball was going through the net. So it would have been a huge choke job. It would have been a huge debacle after being up double digits in the fourth quarter to a team that I would say is a tough team in Indiana. But, you got Luka, you have LeBron, you have, all these guys, AR-15, Rui. I mean, there's clearly a talent discrepancy there. And they almost choked it away. And actually, if the Lakers would have lost, it would have been because of LeBron. He played very poorly tonight overall, especially offensively. But he got bailed out. Rui Hachimura hitting those threes was huge. Otherwise, I think the conversation tonight would be LeBron is looking awful. And then after the game, LeBron was interviewed He said, like, it was a good win to win in a hostile environment. Guys, there were thousands of Lakers fans cheering every time the Lakers scored a bucket. It was like a home game for the Lakers. That was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. And then to kind of cap this all off, LeBron getting bailed out by Rui Hachimura for three, the unlikely hero. Even Luka missed the last shot. LeBron got the tip in. The Lakers, they don't necessarily look good. And LeBron was blaming conditioning, being out of shape, the cardio, being out of rhythm. He had all types of excuses. But he's like 3 games in. You're just playing poorly. You can blame it on whatever you want, but you just have to play better. And you almost lost to the Pacers tonight because you couldn't make any shots. He did not look good offensively. He hasn't looked good offensively. I do expect things to get better. He's too good for it to stay that bad for that long. I think the next game they have is against the Bulls. But yeah, that's how the game went. I think the Lakers were lucky to squeak out this win. They played good for stretches, but I mean, they could have easily lost this game. And I think they came out lucky in this one, especially LeBron playing so poorly. Definitely got bailed out by his teammate, Rui Hachimura. He should probably send him a steak dinner as soon as he gets back to the hotel room. Anyways, tell me what you guys thought of the game. What did you see? Like, share, subscribe, drop me some comments. We'll see you guys on the next one.